Is it weird that I'm actually in some ways more confident and excited about the Avalanche after a loss? It seems weird. I'm probably weird. Avs lose to the Dallas Stars 5-4 in the shootout. Yes, the Avs did not win this game, and yes, there is a part of me that wants to be really mad that it was Dallas again doing Dallas nonsense things, capitalizing on very few opportunities and seemingly having a great shooting percentage, Jake Ottinger playing great, and all of these things going Dallas's way, even Mikko Rantanen getting the shootout winning goal, all of those things. Totally understandable and justifiable if you're mad and upset about them. I get it. But I'm just not focused on that early in the season. I'm focused on a game where the Avs played very, very well, and while they didn't get the fate that maybe they should have gotten when it comes to winning this game, there's a bunch of stuff in here that makes me feel like the Avs are going to be really good this year. At 5-on-5, the Avs outplayed Dallas in every single period. In a few of those periods, it was really dominance when it comes to the puck possession metrics and driving play and just looking like a good hockey team. There are some major mistakes from Colorado, and I will break those down, but the majority of the game was the Avs playing their style of game and not really having much trouble with anything except for beating Jake Ottinger. Which, they did 4 times in the game. It's not like they struggled to score on the whole. It's just it took maybe a few more shots than it should have because Ottinger was making great saves. It was pretty close to a full 60 minutes of regulation, too, where the Avs are the better team. Of course, Dallas had some flurries at times and, again, capitalized on the Avs' mistakes, but for the most part, the Avs pushed the play the right direction the entire game long. They created more high-danger chances. They created significantly more scoring chances. They dominated on the actual shots for and shot attempts charts. And while ultimately the only thing that matters is the score on the scoreboard, this early in the season, good process is pretty darn important. And this was honestly even great process for most of the night for the Avs. Despite the great process, the Avs are unable to score in the first period, including multiple power plays, but even the power play process was good. These were some of the most dangerous power plays we've seen this year from the Avs, even if they didn't score on the early ones. But somehow, some way, the mistake that Dallas capitalizes on always seems to come, and Dallas scores first. Dallas collects a puck in their own zone here, and it chips it up and out into the neutral zone. You get a bit of a puck bobble here, and Burns decides to commit and try and reach and collect this puck off of the wall. This may or may not be a bad decision, but it doesn't work. He doesn't execute it well and gets caught with the man streaking up the middle. Avs back check also isn't great here, but Burns' commitment to the wall there means he gets torched up the ice and creates a not quite a 2-on-1 because Parker Kelly does a good job of getting back. I don't really have that much problem with this, even if it wasn't a great decision from Burns. The problem happens here. As Dallas bears down on Wedgwood and an initial play comes through, Burns, this entire time, hasn't been skating at all. Completely flat-footed, not back into this play, and just does not get involved and doesn't make Mikko Rantanen's job hard at all here. It's clean for Mikko to come through. Burns plays backside of Mikko, ultimately completely whiffs on a stick lift and just does nothing to affect Mikko Rantanen making this play at all. Still a great play from Mikko, but Burns just gets caught asleep defensively here, and that's what allows this play to happen as it comes out high to Harley, who just rips a puck into a mostly open net. The second half of that play is just inexplicable to me when it comes to Brent Burns. Just got lost, fell asleep, and has to be better. The Avs are obviously in a bit of a bind in this game where they don't have Sam Girard, who they just lost to injury, but Burns, if he's gonna be played 19-20 minutes a night, you just can't make mistakes like that. So, not great. At that point, I was feeling a little frustrated with a good first period that the Avs don't get rewarded for, but they come out in the second period and they immediately continue doing what they were doing in the first and get rewarded for it. The Avs top line does a really good job of manipulating Dallas's defensive structure in this play. As MacKinnon is corralling a puck in the middle of the ice and he goes to the corner, you drag Dallas down into this quadrant of the zone for the most part. MacKinnon then puts it in behind to Lehkonen. Dallas stays low. They're all focused top of the circles and in. But as Lehkonen comes around, Taves is going to back up to the blue line and they're going to come back out high. Now Dallas is getting stretched through the ice. It's a lot of work for a defense to keep their structure effectively when you're zigzagging back and down up the ice. Low to high. This is what we talk about in the NHL to force defenses out of position and make their life hard. It ultimately comes all the way down to the far wall. MacKinnon once again has it in his sweet spot. And one of McKinnon's favorite plays is the perfect seam pass here. This time time he executes well, and it's a great job by Necas to recognize where this pass is coming, to find the slot for this opportunity, and then even better from Necas as he collects it, he knows that Ottinger is coming, and he's able to hold on and kind of get Ottinger to bite on an initial shot attempt, which forces him out of position, and then Otter, desperate to stop the actual shot, Necas roofs it, and it's in the back of the net. At times, the Avs' puck movement is second to none. Yes, sometimes they over-lean into that and start trying to make passes that they shouldn't, but it was really crisp and really clean for the first time this season. The first 2 games, it felt like there was a lot of puck sloppiness and things maybe weren't quite connecting perfectly while the Avs were still finding ways to score. Tonight, especially that top line, a lot of things clicked into place and they looked like true top-level players. I'll talk more about them in a bit. Second period was the lowest event period of the game. It got turned down a little bit, but it still felt like the Avs were mostly in control. And after a goal from your top line, why not add a depth goal? The Grinder's going to do grind things. After losing a puck in the offensive zone, a bad flip-out allows the Avs to reload quickly, not even circling back, as Drury gets his eyes up in the neutral zone, goes cross ice and finds an effective play to get the Avs going forward again. This is a 2-on-2 that really shouldn't be all that dangerous. You don't even have an extra man coming. Dallas has most of their stuff covered if they can just keep this play in front of them. But Victor Olofsson puts his head down, goes through a guy, and even when the puck is kicking around, bouncing around, he has the hands to be able to re-find this thing, and the feet, apparently, and then the wherewithal to know that Brindley is charging the net, and he just needs to get a puck across into a dangerous area, and Brindley is just able to get this one to go. Just on a personal note, I'm pumped for Gavin Brindley on that goal. We watched him be so good through preseason and even through the early portions of this season. I'm starting to feel like there's a chance he could just stick at the NHL level. That math gets a lot harder once LOC gets healthy, so we'll see, but he's doing a lot of good things, and that's a fantastic goal for his first ever. More importantly on that play, though, is Victor Olofsson. And I think on the whole tonight, Victor Olofsson was really, really good for Colorado. While ultimately he's going to be pegged as a goal scorer for the Avs, this is the second game in a row where he's put together a really high-level play when dishing the puck and creating a goal. And this one comes with a caliber of physicality, being strong on a puck, being able to recover a puck, and still finding the right play to make to get the Avs on the board. These are the types of things you need from Olofsson. He needs to be a producer as part of the Avs' depth, and now he has 2 points in 3 games. That is a fantastic pace. Obviously, small sample size, but he also looked good in other portions of the game too, particularly in overtime. The battle was there. The effort was there. He helped the Avs earn pucks, and that stuff will play in the NHL every single day. So the Avs get what ends up being their only lead of the game, and it only lasts for about 5 minutes before they get this one back. The Avs are going to lose an initial battle in the corner here with Solovyov maybe not quite finding a puck where he needed to, which creates initial opportunity that I'm not all that worried about. None of that is that bad. Which was there, it's fine. Some chaos in front leads to a mess of a play for Solovyov, though. He sees Landeskog go down. He comes over to his left side to where he should be defending, but then he just gets completely lost. Taking the puck carrier at the same time Landy is recovering and taking the puck carrier. They're both defending the same patch of ice. Solovyov ultimately goes up high, watches a pass come across, and now is just completely lost. He's looking around the ice. He kind of points his stick at a guy on the far side. What is he doing right now? He is accomplishing absolutely nothing, covering nothing, while Brent Burns has to try and defend 2 players in front by himself, expecting his D partner to be there, helping with exactly that. It's not there. This leaves just absolute chaos in front. In a perfect world, maybe Burns would take the guy at the top of the crease instead of the guy out in the slot, more coverable by your forwards. But ultimately, this is Solovyov just getting lost on the play, and then it's in the back of your net on a net front. Look, this is a play where Solovyov just doesn't know the Avs systems and just gets fully lost. It's hard to even fault him on the play because he's been in Colorado for a few days. There's no way the system installs are there. There's not a ton of expectations there. You're just hoping to survive with him. Unfortunately, the Avs didn't really survive that shift. So it's 2-2, and you can live with that after that period. Yes, the Avs have still been the better team for the majority, if not all, of the game, but that's better than trailing. Another late period goal cost the Avs. A clean face-off loss here. Dallas quickly gets it out high and is going to throw a puck towards the net while throwing bodies in for the screen. This is honestly pretty well defended. I don't know how much more Colorado could do here, but J-Rob puts a perfect tip on a puck, and now you're trailing. I don't really know that there's anyone to fault on that play for the Avs. I guess win the faceoff. That's the only thing that could have prevented that. It's a great play by Dallas. It's good defensive coverage. It's a great tip, and it ends up in the back of your net. So you're in the same spot you were at the start of the second, at the start of the third. Down one, and you've got to earn it. And that's what the Avs go out and do. I think one of the biggest positive takeaways from this game is that the Avs, while continually getting punched in the face despite dominating this game, kept getting back up and kept answering the bell. Literally in the first period where Ross Colton threw a huge hit and fought a guy, but also metaphorically in the sense that the Avs got that next goal every time they needed it when they were playing actual hockey. A big reason why you might want to keep this top line together is just how much Marty Necas unlocks Nathan MacKinnon. That's Nathan MacKinnon back there getting you out of your own zone. First of all, good job. But then this is Lehkonen going across the ice to Necas into the neutral zone. And Nathan MacKinnon has disappeared from this play in a good way, in the sense that no one on Dallas has eyes on him. No one is tracking Nathan MacKinnon and ready or afraid of the best player on the ice for the Colorado Avalanche. So Nate just pulls up, does a good enough job to make a little move to create some space, and then drops it into space where, oh no, we've forgotten about Nathan MacKinnon, and now he's entering into the zone with a full head of steam. He makes it look easy to go around the defense and create space for himself, and while that's happening, Artturi Lehkonen just straight man-moded Nathan Bastian to have the back post by himself. Nathan MacKinnon's going to find the puck-sized gap, and Lecky has a tap-in. When the Avs top line is at their best, they need about this much room, and they will take it from you and put it in the back of your net. That's all that it is. The weapons that they have are that dangerous. This time it's Nathan MacKinnon that does the heavy playmaking and creating for it, and Lecky is the guy that goes to the right spot and is strong on his stick. A very repeatable story for the Colorado Avalanche. Less than 2 minutes later, Dallas gets that lead back. Avs with puck possession in their own zone here. You see Drury with a leave, and then you try to get to Olofsson in the middle of the ice. You get a good shot attempt, but it gets blocked. It comes back to Olofsson, and this is a weird situation. It's a little scrambly. It's a little awkward. There's a case to be made here that maybe Olofsson should have just dished the puck off or gotten it deep. He ultimately holds on to it for probably a little bit too long before leaving it to Taves, and this creates a situation where Taves is going to feel the pressure of a guy barreling right down the middle towards him, so he's trying to get rid of this puck quick, and he opts to try to throw it in deep with a shot towards the net. He just hits that first defender right on top of him, and that's never a recipe for success. It's a clean breakaway for Wyatt Johnston, and he's just able to get it around Wedgwood's pad. Yeah, Taves just can't do that. You can't put yourself in that situation. You got to get that puck past the first guy, and it's a nothing play. Would you like a fantastic save out of Wedgwood there? Sure. I do feel like Wedgwood maybe came up short a few or two of the great saves in this game, but it's really hard to fault him on any of these. You have significant defensive lapses or one great tip play. Wedgwood can't do a ton here. So that's bad. That starts to feel like a game where it's the typical Avs shoot themselves in the foot one too many times, even if they did play well. But if anything, this even energizes the Avs more, and they absolutely pour it on through the rest of the third period. That eventually earns them a double minor power play. And so many times against this Dallas team, it feels like the power play and special teams comes up short. But that is not going to be the problem in this game. The Avs get it tied. This entire play is driven by Marty Necas. He skates up towards the high part of the zone, leaves it to MacKinnon. MacKinnon does a good job of using his feet here to take the space created by Necas, but ultimately nothing really comes of this, and he decides to opt to hold on to it before looking for a seam pass that doesn't connect. Now you're set up for a fairly normal Avs situation. It's just Brent Burns on the ice instead of Cale Makar because it was a double minor. Necas plays a little bit of pitch and catch here on his side with Brock Nelson, but ultimately doesn't overdo it. You don't have to play with the puck a lot to drive play. He allows this puck to slide past him to Brent Burns, which creates a little bit of space. Burns goes for the quick shot, and you can see exactly what's going to happen here. Committed to the shooter, two guys down low that are going to turn and look for the rebound, and you have one guy out high who's half-assing defending Necas, but is also worried about Nelson on the backside, which allows Necas to get to the middle of the ice, and when this rebound strings out strong, he knows what to do with it. This is tight quarters. They're going to close in on him quickly. There is a world where maybe you could feel like this pass is too cute, but he handles it and gets it out to MacKinnon in space with all four Dallas players collapsing to the middle, so MacKinnon has no one challenging here, and Ottinger, just a little bit late to read this one, gives MacKinnon the shot, and the Avs tie the game. Folks, Marty Necas might be really, really good. Obviously, his legs are great, and we've seen him shoot the puck extremely well so far this year. But the puck movement on that play and the puck decisions from Necas on that play are really, really something to watch. That's playing with a level of speed that teams just aren't going to be able to keep up with from top to bottom. You cannot defend that effectively, especially not in a power play situation. He positions himself, understands where he wants to go with the puck, and understands how the play is developing in a way that is frankly borderline unstoppable there. The entire play develops through Necas. That is what we talk about when we're looking at a play driver. The Avs get that all the time from Nathan MacKinnon, but you're getting a lot of it from Marty Necas too here. And then it's a great finish from MacKinnon too. How nice it is to have two great players together. So that gets the game to tied. And the Avs pushed. They had opportunities to finish this game in regulation. They looked like a couple of really great opportunities, to be honest. Unfortunately, Jake Ottinger was just not going to give up another goal. It gets you into OT, and that does earn the Avs a point in this game. Not meaningless. It's not something I think about too much this early in the season, but it is worth noting. If you get to the end of the season and the Avs win a playoff seed battle by 1 point, well, there's that point. Overtime itself was meh. The 3-on-3 of today is largely unexciting relative to the 3-on-3 of old, where it was super high-octane hockey and a ton of fun. Nowadays, there's lots of circling, a lot of non-committal. You change your guys a bunch. Not a whole lot of high-aggressive offense happens, because unless you have a grade A chance, the intelligent play is simply to hold on to the puck and reload. I understand it, but it's still a little bit disappointing. So with 3-on-3 doing nothing, you get to the shootout. And the Avs just lose the shootout. I don't think there's a ton to break down here. I will say, interestingly, both goals that go in against Scott Wedgwood, both Jason Robertson and Mikko Rantanen, beat him with a clean shot on the glove side. There's not a whole lot of a move getting made. It's just a shooter beating him. Val Nichushkin did score for the Avs on a nice backhand move, but both Victor Olofsson and Nathan MacKinnon missed on their opportunities. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Part of the reason I'm just not that irked about this loss is I don't care about shootout losses. The fact that the Avs lost a game in a skills competition is just not all that relevant. That's not what would happen in the playoffs if these two teams do meet again. And I know the Avs did not do well in overtime the last times these teams played in the playoffs, but a shootout is just not anything you can extrapolate from, and really 3-on-3 neither. I look at a game where the Avs outpossessed their opponents. The Avs outplayed their opponents at 5-on-5 for the majority of the game. The Avs won the special teams battle. In a lot of ways, this feels like Dallas got away with one. And yes, Dallas is very good at getting away with games, but I'm not stressed about Dallas getting away with one in October. It's when they're doing it in April, May, and June that I would be a little bit more upset. On the flip side, it feels like a lot of things that the Avs are building towards are coming into sequence. 3 games into the season, we've seen necessary steps taken forward by the Avs top line. The Avs third and fourth lines continue to be effective. There are obviously still some kinks to work out on the defensive side, and you need to get that second line going as far as producing actual offense at some point. But you played a game in which here the Avs easily could have put up a crooked number against most other goaltenders in the league, but Ottinger had a great one, and you made one too many mistakes? Sure. If you want to put some blame at the Avs' feet, I think that's fair. A couple of those plays, particularly the Burns one and the Taves one, are not good enough. But you don't need to have a 35-minute conversation about how the Avs systems have this massive problem. It's just Brent Burns fell asleep and Devon Taves made a poor play. Those are easy fixes. You don't have to spend a lot of time in the video room to figure that one out. Compare that to shift after shift after shift of the Avs getting through the neutral zone effectively, getting set up in the offensive zone, winning puck battles, creating opportunities time and time and time again. That's quality hockey. And the Avs playing quality hockey is going to win them the vast majority of their games. Particularly if what we're seeing from Marty Necas through the start of this season is the real deal, and this is really who he is for Colorado. My hype for Necas and how well the Avs played far outweighs the unfortunate shootout loss in the night. So I'm still locked in and enjoying what this team is going to bring. Hopefully they have a response to this loss, and then things really get rolling. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and I'm telling you, Necas is good.